Amazing Mandrew and Yellow, as we saw on stream, but also getting a win on Delta Force to make it all the way to this winter semifinals. So we got ourselves a red matchup, red Wario, red Game & Watch, small battlefield, which you could honestly expect in the entire set. And if there's anything that I want BeatyBean to do, it's acknowledge that, hey, Game & Watch is hard to approach, but Wario gets something for not approaching. Wario gets waft. And if you can get a half waft and a full waft in a single game, that's 2 stocks off of Pink Cage if you're able to land 1 combo. But you don't need to force it, especially with some of these upbeats out of shield coming out from BeatyBean. Different, but with Wario's airspeed, you can sometimes just get out of dangerous situations, even if you're in free fall.
Yeah, and right now, evening things back out with ease is Pink Cage, as we are down to, you know, a pretty even game so far to start. You know, both these players really just want to find their opening to be able to attack better. BeatyBean, like you mentioned before, has no problem with waiting. You know, the more you want to wait, the better for him. You know, it gives him more chances to get more wafts on deck. But you know what? Even then, the mind games are starting to be played. You know, he's trying to condition Pink Cage to do certain options so that he's able to get the punish. But now Pink Cage starting to figure out a little bit something of his own.
Yeah, Mr. World Tour is, gets a solid parry and into the reshield in order to find a punish with that uppy out of shield. And this should be the stock at 1. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
relax,
we get it.
Good.
Just really wanting to crush that paper with those tombstone teeth. But BeatyBean is able to make it back to ledge, and a solid pacing overall. He forces Pink Cage into a really dangerous spot with all of this Game & Watch shenanigans, because it forces Pink Cage to be a little bit more on the play. He can't just sit there and interrupt BeatyBean's momentum. He has to create some momentum on his own.
We're seeing a lot more bites coming out from BeatyBean as well, and they've been paying off, you know, tagging on a little bit of damage here and there, but he has to be careful because a little bit of an overcommitment can cost him this stock. But now tagging on a little bit more with the airspeed of Wario, top 3 in the game, by the way, is, you know, it's really paying off. You know, he's using all that to his advantage, using the bite or even the bike as a way to kind of like wave bounce as well, you know, shift his momentum a little bit and just put him in a scenario where, if Pink Cage overcommitted, if he went for an uppy or even a jump, that would have been the stock.
Yeah, gets neutral air instead. Wow. Didn't want to commit to the back air, instead covered more space with Nair, but it didn't result in the stock. And hey, sometimes these 1% heals end up mattering. BeatyBean able to get a couple of these pretty big chomps and able to get a huge punish on the landing down air. Can't do normal Game & Watch stuff here as BeatyBean shows off some of his bike artistry.
I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the very few times I'll ever probably see Wario forward smash, because I forget that move exists. I forgot what it looked like.
Yeah, Wario doesn't have the best smash attacks. Down smash is borderline useless. Gets the 2-frame, almost getting what could have been a footstool. Wario should be able to recover, assuming you can.
Oh my God, no! I just realized we're down to an even game now.
Oh, yeah.
Practically. And at any point, I mean, Pink Cage, he's told me he's not really much of a judgment kind of guy. He's not going to go for it just to cheese his opponent. But if need be, it's always an option. But right now, BeatyBean, you know, has the waft almost coming back on deck in his disposal if he's able to hold on to it for at least another good 40 seconds. But
should have half waft, yeah.
Should have a half waft. So, you know, Game Watch susceptible to dying pretty early, but even then, you know, Game Watch is just chilling. Like, has a lot of time to work around. He's going to wait for Wario, who at the moment that they get waft, it's kind of like, I want to approach you now. I kind of want to get in your face just to finish this game. But now Pink Cage, slowly but surely evening things back out.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow ride, but that lingering dash attack is able to just do a little bit, force BeatyBean off of the spot. Looking to find a little 2-frame more pressure in the corner, but man, Pink Cage just avoids all of that, forcing BeatyBean into continuous recoveries high, especially if BeatyBean's not in a comfortable spot recovering low, as we saw before. What? There's a timer on the reflect. You can't hold bucket forever unless you do a specific 1-frame input while you're standing on the ground, but you can't do it in the mid-air, and the timer and the slow fall of that bike just let it run out in the nick of time.
Yeah, just enough to do it, but even then, you know, BeatyBean was not, like, he didn't look to be in a comfortable position. You know, he started swinging a lot towards the end because he wanted to just get rid of that stock, and he realized that the percent deficit was just shortening. But you know, Pink Cage did not play that game bad at all. It just seemed like when it mattered the most. I was about to say, okay, banjo and kazoo.
Full swing banjo music into banjo pick. I'll be honest, it would have been wild, but I don't think it would have been correct.
Honestly, man, I mean, at this point, nothing surprised me about what Pink Cage is doing. But even then, this doesn't surprise me either. 47% right off the bat, 10 seconds to work with. Already at 50. And Pink Cage looking to just go aggro. Like, all right, you're not going to approach me? You want to get that waft? Okay, let me just get in and do what Game Watch does best.
Yeah, the trick kind of came with the fact that BeatyBean really liked to retreat to platforms in that game, jump on platforms, just kind of empty land, and see what's up with that. But Pink Cage doing a lot with Rising Nair, just as BeatyBean was able to call out that exact Rising Nair with it up to his own into a huge combo. Is this game getting super even? You're not allowed to dare, and he minimized the timer on Waft a lot with those bike chomps. Down tilt dash attack closing out the stock. BeatyBean answering so well in that after an amazing start from Pink Cage. Doesn't get the berry on down smash off of the spot dodge grab. Up throw into up air. Yeah, quick 24 and nothing needing. You don't need much more than that. I mean, at this much percent, you're starting to be in a really comfortable spot here if you're just if you're BeatyBean, because you get the chance to continuously survive and use all of that rage. As much damage as that forward air did close out the stock, but as much damage as Game & Watch can do off of so many of these openers, closing out the stock is a whole lot harder. 42 though, like that's crazy.
This music's throwing me off, man.
It's
I'm
bass.
sorry, like
I'm honestly vibing.
It is bass, but it's like you got a pretty goofy song with like two goofy characters in Game Watch and Wario. You know, it's really hard to take this seriously, but even then, you know, I mean, that's just a music counter pick, and not even much of a stage counter pick. It's just kind of like these two kind of find this like their neutral stage pick. But now you have Waft on deck, and at any point in time, BeatyBean is allowed to throw it out if it means he's able to get the lead, because BeatyBean, when he's at a deficit or when he feels like nothing's going his way, yeah, he lets it loose. And this time, it doesn't even give him what he needs. What?
Oh, but missed the forward smash.
Had to be a misinput.
Had to have been. And as he gets biked back in, is it allowed to recover?
Okay,
this time for sure.
Make up for it. Make up for it.
No miss punish, but we get it with the ledge trap anyway. And the invincible forward tilt, but not committing hard enough in order to find that back air, which would have definitely evened up the game. BeatyBean able to recover, but now you've got to play neutral with Game & Watch in the lead, which is just so difficult. Able to get to the platform just fine. Man, BeatyBean's been getting away with a lot of these rolls away from the Game & Watch fair. Which isn't necessarily something you want to be advised to do. Game & Watch fair is a very strong option on block.
And everything that Pink Cage is doing right now is paying off. Just barely. The lingering hitbox of the dash attack is going to come through for BeatyBean right there. Going to be able to tack on damage. And right now, BeatyBean is kind of like, I want to play passive, but before I can play passive, I got to get rid of this stock. So at least I know whether it's a half charge or a full charge Waft, it'll be on deck. And I can take this Game Watch stock fairly early. But,
So, Wario back air is a very funny move. Where it can be very strong. Wario's head inflates to make the hitbox really big, and it can do things like hit ledge. It's amazing at edge guarding. It's a great combo finisher, but Wario's hurtbox extends first, which means it is susceptible to things like that. Not to mention Game & Watch up smash being invulnerable on the startup, so that was just a recipe for disaster for BeatyBean, getting blown up for trying to apply a little bit too much pressure, and Pink Cage brings it to a game 3.
That's one way to do it, man. I mean, like you mentioned before, these two players kind of just go back and forth, and you know, this is kind of what we could have expected. We're not going to get, it's not going to be an easy route for any of these two players, especially with what they have in store in Winners Finals in RAM. But here we are, Hollow Bastion, kind of actually, no, I'm lying. I've seen BeatyBean go to the stage.
That's good.
But for sure, I know PS2 was banned. Why? Because Pink Cage. But I'm curious if Battlefield was banned, or why he wouldn't go Battlefield. Because I feel like both these characters also excel on that stage.
Battlefield might offer a little bit too much verticality that BeatyBean wasn't ready to deal with, especially with Game & Watch up B. Here, up B reaches beyond the platform from the ground, so you're forcing Pink Cage to do something after up B. But if you get hit by it, then you know who ends up mattering. This is going to be a very important ledge scenario, but Pink Cage finds the reversal. Oh, amazing chomp in order just to intercept Pink Cage before they're able to get anything started. And it's that level of tempo that BeatyBean really needs to show off, trying to pop a wheelie, but Game & Watch is able to break through it.
And just enough to get back on stage safely. That was a good air dodge. Almost could have costed him the stock, but Pink Cage was not ready for it. And now going to live it up for a little bit longer is BeatyBean, 136%. You know, good thing about the stage is that you have a lot of room to work around. And, you know, even then, the blast zones are a little bit farther. So survivability for Wario, going to last him a lot. And both of these players going for their back airs, but Game Watch is just a little bit more faster.
And BeatyBean having to use so many resources to get out of the corner while Pink Cage has just been dominating center stage. Oh, gets intercepted by the bike. I wonder if that was intentional with the trade on the bike itself. 171 up Bs after up Bs, but none of these will close out the stock in any sort of recency.
Oh, that will.
But that fair will do it, yeah. Yes. That's the benefit of platforms, of that platform for Game & Watch. While it does offer Wario some defensive options, you can mix up the timings of when the bomb explodes by having it drop to the platform or drop to the stage below.
And now it's already been 2 minutes. BeatyBean with a waft on deck. And what this shows is that we could possibly be seeing 2 wafts coming out for BeatyBean if necessary. But before he does that, he has to get rid of the stock. There's no reason to use a waft if you have a Game & Watch sitting at kill percent, 113%. Just get rid of the stock, work your percentage up, and then use that waft for that second stock. But even then, Pink Cage is making this almost impossible for BeatyBean to get in. There's no answer so far from BeatyBean.
Yeah, that's the bane of Game & Watch as a 4 judge makes that approach null and void from BeatyBean. But this is the real benefit of Game & Watch is that, yeah, you're thin as paper, you can die real early to a lot of things, but you just have so many good defensive options, so many reversals, and so much safety on whiffs that it gets so hard to land a hit that matters.
Scouting out every single option that BeatyBean had. Already realized there's no bike on deck. There's no way you're going to get back on stage as long as I'm able to time this there perfectly. And now Pink Cage looking almost unstoppable. He literally got that stock uncontested because no damage was done to him up until this point. And now with waft on deck, BeatyBean realizes I have to let it loose now or all this damage is going to be racked up. Both these players going for the up B. BeatyBean tried to get a little bit of a call out as he let go of the shield. But even then, Pink Cage is not stopping. And all that momentum that we saw when he was playing against Yellow is building up in this game 3.
Yeah, this is tough. Like, you're forced to, at this percentages, you're forced to think, like, I need a waft combo like that. But I guess it just... I mean, that's not closing out the stock, and if you without that half waft closing out the stock, then you're in a massive bind. Please just get
good.
Thank you. Forget attacking that. Oh, up B gets through even the wheelie, and
it hurts.
BeatyBean is just running out of answers for all of these questions that Pink Cage keeps on tossing.
And at this point, there is really not that much to have answered because everything is just being outplayed in Pink Cage's favor. But even then, we have one stock. Never mind.
There was a chance.
There was a chance.
There was a chance.
After a second, later, it's kind of, beating himself up about it.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Like you're looking at it and you have these ideas in your head of like, oh, approaching Game & Watch from straight above is just never the play because he's gonna up B you forever. He can up smash you. Like there's neutral air. All of this amazing stuff from Game & Watch really stuffs out aerial approaches and landing aerials. So if you overshoot your aerial, sometimes you can catch a roll, or at the very least you get back to center. Not against down smash. As Pink Cage was just routinely showed in that game, just one step ahead, using the natural part of Game & Watch to just force you to overthink scenarios as Con, ladies and gentlemen.
Con versus BeatyBean.